The true underlying cause of type 2 diabetes is insulin resistance. And you can genuinely transform your life if you can undo it. Imagine your energy returning, your blood sugar stabilizing, your body functioning properly once more, and the ongoing concern of complications disappearing. However, the majority of individuals are unaware of this. Long before diabetes is identified, insulin resistance begins subtly. Insulin, the hormone that instructs your body to use glucose for energy, causes your cells to cease reacting. You feel exhausted, lethargic, or even irritable for no apparent reason as that glucose then accumulates in your blood, silently harming your organs. Insulin resistance is more than simply a lab result if it is not treated. The clock is ticking. It can cause heart disease, which stiffens your arteries and increases your chance of having a heart attack. It can infiltrate your liver and cause fatty liver disease, which develops gradually and silently. Long-term kidney disease may result from your kidney's inability to adequately filter blood. These dangers are not far. Millions of people are experiencing them at the moment, believing that their bodies are just exhausted or that their blood sugar levels are a bit elevated. The good news is that it is possible to reverse insulin resistance. And today, I'll provide 5 scientifically validated strategies to help you regain control of your body's sugar regulation. These aren't difficult routines or drastic diets. These are doable tactics supported by science that everyone can put into practice right away. After seeing this video, you will know exactly how to enhance your insulin sensitivity, take charge of your blood sugar, and begin taking back your health in a way that feels empowered rather than overwhelmed. Are you prepared to learn how to reverse diabetes from its underlying cause and genuinely transform your life? Let's get started. Let's explore the reasons insulin resistance causes silent disruptions. Have you ever been worn out even after eating? As if your body had consumed the energy but had never received the boost. Insulin resistance is taking over covertly. An unsafe cycle begins inside your body. Insulin stops working on your cells, preventing glucose from entering for energy. Hyperinsulinemia, or too much insulin in the blood, is the result of your pancreas noticing that your blood sugar is rising and producing more insulin. Your body becomes less able to regulate glucose over time as a result of this continuous overdrive wearing down the beta cells, which are the cells that produce insulin. This issue goes beyond sugar. Because fat tissue functions as a hormone factory, generating inflammatory chemicals that further impair insulin function, obesity, particularly central belly fat, exacerbates insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is a common problem for women with PCOS, and it can exacerbate hormonal imbalance and irregular cycles. In addition to putting stress on the heart, excessive insulin and glucose levels raise the risk of hypertension and contribute to metabolic syndrome, a group of disorders that includes elevated cholesterol, high blood pressure, and extra belly fat. The fact that it occurs so subtly is frightening. Many people are unaware of it until their HbA1c increases above 5.7% or their fasting glucose levels above 100 to 110 mg per deciliter. Preliminary indicators of prediabetes. Even worse, blood arteries, neurons, and organs are silently harmed by every insulin and glucose increase. This is the crucial point, though. This is a reversible process. By taking the appropriate actions, you can decrease hyperinsulinemia, increase insulin sensitivity, and allow your beta cells to heal. Insulin resistance can be considerably reduced, frequently in a matter of weeks, by making small lifestyle adjustments including changing your food, exercising, controlling your stress, and getting better sleep. Insulin resistance indicators can drop by as much as 30 to 40% with just a 5 to 10% decrease in abdominal fat, allowing your body a genuine opportunity to regain equilibrium. It's time to take action now that you know how insulin resistance subtly destroys your body. Let's examine the top 5 tried and true strategies for reversing insulin resistance and permanently managing your blood sugar. The low-carb, high-fiber diet is the first method. In a matter of weeks, cutting back on refined carbohydrates can significantly alter how your body processes glucose. Nevertheless, the majority of individuals don't realize how significant this shift might be. Your blood sugar rises when you consume foods high in sugar or white flour, which causes your pancreas to produce more insulin. This ongoing pressure gradually exacerbates insulin resistance, which impairs your body's ability to regulate glucose and subtly damages your heart, kidneys, and nerves. A diet heavy in fiber and low in carbohydrates slows down digestion, lowers insulin demand, and allows your body to truly reset. According to clinical studies, using this strategy can lower A1C by 0.9%. A notable improvement in blood sugar regulation over the long run. The unsung heroes of this tactic are foods high in fiber. Oats, lentils, beans, broccoli, and leafy greens are good sources of soluble fiber, which slows down the absorption of glucose and avoids the sudden surges that cause stress on your pancreas and nerve damage over time. Additionally, fiber promotes the growth of beneficial gut microbes that lower systemic inflammation and enhance insulin sensitivity. To reduce post-meal glucose spikes by 20 to 30%, try to consume 25 to 35 grams of fiber each day. Prevent high blood sugar damage to your nervous system, lower kidney stress, and protect your heart. A low-carb plate is contrasted with a usual carb-heavy dinner. The cycle of insulin resistance is fueled by white rice, bread, and sugary drinks, which raise insulin and glucose levels. Now picture replacing the rice with quinoa, the bread with almond flour roti, and the juice with lemon for the water. This combination minimizes insulin spikes, maintains glucose absorption slow, and shields your organs from needless stress. If this routine is the norm for most of your meals, even occasional indulgences won't reverse progress. It's critical to realize that this is not about eliminating all carbohydrates. Although your body still requires energy, choosing carbohydrates high in fiber guarantees that glucose will reach your bloodstream gradually. Nuts, seeds, veggies, and whole grains are among the foods that help keep blood sugar levels steady, lessen dangerous spikes, and progressively increase insulin sensitivity. These foods gradually regulate energy levels, lower fasting glucose, and lessen cravings that frequently result in overeating. By reducing triglycerides and raising cholesterol, a regular low-carb, high-fiber diet also promotes heart health. Your kidneys suffer less stress from high blood sugar filtering, and your nerves benefit from fewer glucose spikes, which lower the chance of neuropathy. Many patients see a progressive decrease in fasting glucose, less cravings, and more consistent energy levels over the course of several weeks. You're providing your body the means to overcome insulin resistance, save important organs, and take the first significant step toward reversing diabetes from the ground up by concentrating on wiser carbohydrates and high-fiber diets. The second strategy is to increase insulin sensitivity through exercise. Did you know that the most effective way to regulate blood sugar is through your muscles? Even when insulin levels are low, they function as glucose sponges, removing sugar from your system. Glutamate transporters are specialized gates on muscle cells that pull glucose straight into your body when you move. This process improves insulin sensitivity and gives your pancreas a much-needed rest by enabling your muscles to reduce blood sugar rises without relying entirely on insulin. Your workout habits have a significant impact. Walking, cycling, and swimming are examples of aerobic activity that improves your heart, lungs, and muscles while teaching your body how to use glucose more effectively. Research indicates that engaging in 150 minutes of moderate aerobic exercise weekly can increase insulin sensitivity by as much as 25%. Reduce post-meal increases and fasting glucose levels. In addition to lowering blood sugar, aerobic exercise also lowers triglycerides, bad cholesterol, and stress on the kidneys, which are already under stress from chronically elevated blood sugar. Resistance exercise is just as important. Your body's largest store of glucose is found in muscle tissue. Strength training, such as lifting weights, squats, lunges, push-ups, or resistance bands, builds muscle mass, which burns glucose both when exercising and when at rest. This keeps blood sugar levels constant throughout the day. 2 times a week, even mild resistance training can cut post-meal blood sugar spikes by 15 to 20%. Defending your nerves against the harm that long-term elevated blood sugar causes. Light resistance with bands or body weight exercises can provide comparable advantages without causing undue effort for novices or elderly. High-intensity interval training, or HIIT, is a secret weapon for people who are pressed for time. Compared to conventional exercises, alternating short bursts of intense activity with short recuperation periods causes rapid glut transporter activation, efficiently burns glucose, and increases insulin sensitivity more quickly. HIIT is perfect for hectic schedules because it can enhance glucose management and lower insulin resistance in as little as 2 weeks. For 10 to 15 minutes, you can alternate between 30 seconds of quick jogging or fast cycling and 90 seconds of walking. Results are amplified by practical daily actions. Walking for 10 minutes after each meal decreases post-meal hyperglycemia and provides a respite for your heart, kidneys, nerves, and pancreas. Insulin resistance can be prevented by combining this with resistance training 3 times a week and occasional HIIT sessions. Even simple daily movements, like standing or stretching, improve muscle absorption of glucose and lessen surges. The advantages extend beyond blood sugar levels. Stress hormones like cortisol, which cause your liver to release glucose needlessly, are decreased by exercise. It promotes neuron function, increases mental clarity, fortifies your heart, and shields your kidneys from the strain of high blood sugar. Frequent exercise increases vitality, lessens weariness, and promotes better sleep, all of which contribute to improved insulin sensitivity, a beneficial cycle your body longs for. Your best medicine is your muscles. Every session flattens blood sugar surges, lowers insulin demand, and safeguards vital organs. Over the course of many weeks, your body starts to gradually correct insulin resistance, post-meal spikes subside, and fasting glucose levels stabilize. The third method is to reduce belly fat and weight. Have you observed that no matter how careful you are with your diet, it seems hard to remove stubborn belly fat? Obesity is more than just a cosmetic problem. It is a warning indication for metabolism. The fat that surrounds your organs, known as visceral fat, functions as a hormone factory, generating inflammatory cytokines that disrupt insulin signaling, cause blood sugar spikes, and raise the strain on your kidneys, heart, and nerves. This fat doesn't remain in one place. It actively interferes with your body's glucose regulation. The good news is that even small adjustments can make a big difference. Insulin sensitivity, fasting glucose, and post-meal increases can all be considerably improved by losing just 5 to 10% of body weight. This implies that a 200-pound person can lose 10 to 20 pounds and see noticeable changes. Additionally, studies reveal that a 2-inch decrease in waist circumference enhances the way the pancreas, muscles, and liver process sugar, demonstrating that gradual, steady improvement is far more important than drastic, short-term dieting. Smart, long-term techniques are needed to target belly fat. Portion control preserves nutrients while lowering unnecessary calories. Eating more foods high in protein and fiber promotes satiety, lowers insulin demand, and decreases the absorption of glucose. Your body may burn fat and glucose that have been stored for longer when you fast intermittently, stabilizing post-meal hyperglycemia and directly increasing insulin sensitivity. Avoiding hidden glucose spikes that fuel visceral fat can be achieved by reducing liquid calories from sugary drinks, juices, and excess dairy. When nutrition and focused exercise are combined, the results are multiplied. Aerobic activities that promote heart health, lower blood pressure, and lessen kidney stress, such as brisk walking, cycling, or swimming, also help reduce visceral fat. Gaining muscle mass with resistance training promotes long-term glucose clearance, raises your resting metabolism, supports insulin sensitivity, and lowers your risk of nerve damage from chronically elevated blood sugar. A few real-world instances demonstrate how significant the improvements can be. If a person loses just 2 inches from their waist, their metabolic profiles may alter significantly even though they weigh the same. This small alteration lowers the risk of cardiovascular disease by improving fasting glucose, reducing blood sugar spikes, lowering the pancreatic insulin burden, and reducing inflammation. Fat loss is reinforced when everyday habits are targeted. Belly fat is naturally reduced by eating slowly, avoiding late-night snacking, and concentrating on complete, nutrient-dense foods. Reducing consumption of refined carbohydrates and sugar-filled beverages stabilizes blood sugar levels and stops the progression of insulin resistance. Using waist measures instead of scale weight to monitor progress promotes consistency and keeps people from giving up. Recall that visceral fat is the unseen foe that subtly fuels insulin resistance and metabolic issues. You may minimize this fat, enhance insulin sensitivity, lower fasting glucose, lessen post-meal surges, and safeguard your organs and nerves by making tiny, regular lifestyle modifications. Your body becomes a more effective, responsive system that can naturally regulate blood sugar and recover metabolic health from insulin resistance with every pound dropped an inch off your waist. The fourth strategy is stress and sleep management. Have you ever spent the night looking through your phone and woken up feeling lethargic or seeking sugar? When you sleep, or rather, don't sleep, your insulin resistance is subtly increasing. Chronic stress and inadequate sleep are covert sabotage of glucose regulation, increasing blood sugar levels and exacerbating insulin resistance. Less than 6 hours of sleep every night has been shown to raise insulin resistance indicators by as much as 40%. This means that even after one bad night, your body acts like it has pre-diabetes. This is how it works. Your cortisol and adrenaline levels rise in response to increased stress. Chronically elevated cortisol causes your liver to continuously release glucose into the bloodstream, which raises fasting blood sugar and results in persistent post-meal increases. This puts strain on your pancreas, raises blood pressure, and puts your heart, kidneys, and nerves at greater danger over time. Stress isn't merely emotional, to put it simply. Metabolic sabotage is what it is. Sleep is more than just relaxation. A metabolic reset is what it is. The sleep-regulating hormone melatonin also has an impact on insulin sensitivity. Your cells react to insulin more effectively when melatonin cycles in harmony with your circadian rhythm, which lowers fasting glucose and balances off post-meal surges. Your insulin sensitivity decreases when you break this cycle with late-night screen time, erratic sleep patterns, or caffeine, which puts your body in a sugar-stress state. It's interesting to note that a single night of sleep deprivation can cause your liver and muscles to behave as though they are insulin-resistant the following day. What can you do, then? Start by scheduling your sleep consistently. Your circadian rhythm is trained when you go to bed and wake up at the same time each day. This enhances melatonin secretion and supports insulin function. To let your body know it's time to relax, create a chilly, dark space. For at least half an hour before bed, stay away from screens and bright lights since blue light suppresses melatonin by fooling your brain into believing it is sunlight. Stress reduction is equally crucial. Deep breathing techniques, meditation, or even a quick stroll can minimize blood sugar increases, suppress cortisol, and decrease hepatic glucose production. By implementing these minor routines before meals or bedtime, you can stop weeks of persistent stress from destroying your metabolic health. This results in more stable post-meal readings, decreased fasting glucose, and enhanced insulin sensitivity. All the organs profit from it. Getting enough sleep lowers blood pressure, heart strain, and inflammatory indicators that endanger kidney and nerve function. Autonomic dysfunction can be exacerbated by long-term stress or sleep issues. However, breaking these patterns boosts your cardiovascular, neurological, and metabolic systems all at once. Simple, regular actions are important. Over time, a rigorous nighttime regimen, a 10-minute nightly meditation, or deep breathing exercises before meals can help to stabilize blood sugar rises, support insulin sensitivity, and safeguard your heart, kidneys, nerves, and pancreas. While you sleep, your body heals, cleanses, and rebalances hormones. This is more than just relaxation. It is a metabolic enhancer that has been clinically proved to combat insulin resistance directly. The fifth strategy is intelligent supplementation. The secret to overcoming insulin resistance and regulating blood sugar rises is frequently found in micronutrients. Without these vital nutrients, your body cannot handle glucose well, and deficits subtly thwart your efforts. For example, magnesium enhances insulin receptor signaling, which improves cell response to insulin and lowers fasting and post-meal glucose. Remarkably, up to 50% of diabetics have a magnesium deficiency, which directly impairs insulin sensitivity and puts more stress on the heart, kidneys, nerves, and pancreas. Another powerful vitamin is chromium. It facilitates insulin's cell-binding ability, which allows glucose to effectively enter muscles and tissues. Your pancreas will be overworked if you have low chromium levels since they can exacerbate post-meal rises, raise fasting glucose, and prolong hyperinsulinemia. Including foods high in chromium, such as whole grains, broccoli, and nuts, or taking supplements as directed by a doctor can increase insulin sensitivity and glucose absorption. A common condition that is closely associated with increased insulin resistance is vitamin D insufficiency. Sufficient amounts stabilize the liver's and muscles' ability to handle glucose, which improves fasting glucose via regulating insulin synthesis and receptor function. Additionally, it promotes kidney protection, neuron health, and heart function because deficiencies lead to vascular stress and inflammation. In addition to dietary efforts, a straightforward blood test can detect deficiencies and advise supplementation can address them. Insulin resistance is largely caused by inflammation, which is decreased by omega-3 fatty acids, which are present in fatty fish, flax seeds, and chia. Over time, chronic inflammation damages organs and exacerbates post-meal glucose increases. Omega-3s improve the uptake of glucose by the muscles and liver, promoting easier blood sugar regulation and safeguarding the health of the kidneys, heart, and nerves. Supplements based on evidence serve as enhancers rather than as a substitute for entire foods. Clinical studies have demonstrated that berberine can reduce fasting glucose by as much as 20%. Flattening post-meal surges, decreasing liver glucose production, and increasing insulin sensitivity to mimic the effects of metformin. Alpha-lipoic acid is a strong antioxidant that helps muscles absorb glucose, improves neurological function, and lowers oxidative stress in cells. Useful guidance. Prioritize the food first. giving priority to foods high in magnesium, leafy greens, vegetables high in chromium, vitamin D from sunshine or fortified foods, and omega-3 sources. When diet is insufficient, use supplements wisely. Additionally, always get advice from your doctor, particularly if you're taking medication, because certain supplements may alter renal function or interfere with diabetes medications. Micronutrient consumption has gradually improved in small, steady steps. Insulin receptor efficacy is improved, blood sugar spikes are decreased, fasting glucose is improved, and the strain on your pancreas is lessened by addressing deficiencies and taking specific supplements. Your heart, kidneys, and nerves all benefit, and long-term issues are lessened while your body's innate capacity to effectively handle glucose is supported. Your chances of curing insulin resistance can increase if you combine the appropriate behaviors. There are further advantages to eating a low-carb, high-fiber lunch, taking a 10-minute exercise, and obtaining 7 hours of good sleep. It exacerbates them, having a significant knock-on effect on insulin sensitivity, blood sugar, and organ health. This type of approach transforms theory into tangible, quantifiable outcomes. Integration is made simple and efficient by a straightforward, planned daily flow. In order to regulate fasting glucose and avoid early spikes, start your day with a meal high in protein and fiber. Take a quick stroll after every meal. Muscle GLUT4 transporters are activated in as little as 10 minutes, bringing glucose into cells and reducing post-meal spikes in blood sugar. Keeping a regular sleep pattern at night also improves insulin receptor activity, which minimizes fasting glucose increase and permits recovery for your liver and pancreas. The unsung heroes of this routine are minerals and hydration. Before meals, drinking water helps the kidneys eliminate extra glucose while maintaining a healthy intake of potassium, magnesium, and chromium. It also increases insulin sensitivity and lessens blood sugar swings. These minor but well-planned changes promote long-term metabolic stability while safeguarding your heart, kidneys, and nerves. Consistency and combination are the key to power. Every action supports every other action. Smart meals help to keep blood sugar levels stable. Sugar is drawn into cells by exercise. Hormone balance is optimized by sleep. Additionally, nutrients and adequate hydration improve cellular responsiveness. When combined, these behaviors produce a self-reinforcing cycle that improves organ function, reduces fasting and post-meal glucose, and gradually reverses insulin resistance. Keep in mind that this is not wishful thinking or theory. When you incorporate tiny, targeted habits into your daily routine, you can achieve reversal. Over time, each step compounds. Additionally, your insulin sensitivity will increase, blood sugar spikes will decrease, and your heart, kidneys, and nerves will all get healthier the more regularly you follow this flow. Your body becomes a metabolically robust system that can naturally and efficiently manage glucose when you take little, intentional steps each day. You may be wondering if the top 5 strategies for reversing insulin resistance are effective. Let's look at some actual success stories that demonstrate how these techniques may change people's lives and help you regain control over your blood sugar. Real people are taking back their lives and curing insulin resistance. And the outcomes are astounding. Consider 52-year-old Sarah, who has had type 2 diabetes for more than 10 years. She was able to gradually lower her fasting glucose and post-meal increases by eating a low-carb, high-fiber diet, walking after meals, controlling her stress, and getting enough sleep. Her doctor reduced her medication within 6 months, and now her A1C is inside the non-diabetic range. James, on the other hand, coupled daily exercise, tailored supplements, and weight loss. In addition to losing visceral fat, his insulin sensitivity increased to the point where his pancreas could relax, relieving the stress that had been causing his blood sugar to remain elevated for years. These real-world accounts are supported by clinical trials. When regular lifestyle therapies focusing on nutrition, exercise, weight control, sleep, and micronutrients are implemented, up to 46% of individuals in clinical trials for diabetic remission achieve remission. These figures represent more than just statistics. They serve as evidence that insulin resistance can be reversed and that, with the correct assistance, the body can recover. It's an obvious message. Your body's ability to heal itself is amazing. Cells are capable of healing. Insulin pathways that have been damaged can recover. Additionally, your pancreas can rest from its ongoing overwork. Let's quickly review the 5 tried and true strategies for controlling your blood sugar and reversing insulin resistance. The first strategy is a low-carb, high-fiber diet that increases insulin sensitivity, decreases post-meal spikes, and slows the absorption of glucose. Method number 2. Regular exercise protects your heart, kidneys, and nerves by converting your muscles into glucose sponges that improve insulin absorption. The third method is to reduce belly fat and weight. Reduces visceral inflammatory fat. Improves overall metabolic performance and lowers the need for insulin. The fourth strategy, sleep and stress management, enhances melatonin, balances cortisol, and stabilizes post-meal and fasting glucose. Last but not least, technique number 5, smart supplementation and micronutrients. Improves metabolic resilience, lowers blood sugar swings, protects your important organs, and supports insulin receptor signaling. Over time, every little thing you do adds up. Every action you take lowers the risk of heart, kidney, and nerve problems, improves insulin resistance, and restores your body's natural capacity to handle glucose. Consistency is crucial. Incorporating these techniques into your everyday life to start a positive feedback loop. It's your time now. Leave a comment below with the strategy you plan to begin using right now, and subscribe to the channel to receive updates on additional effective advice. Tell others about your experience and motivate them. Additionally, don't miss our upcoming video, Top Foods That Kill Insulin Resistance, in which we'll highlight the top foods that can help you maintain stable blood sugar levels and naturally reverse insulin resistance, maximizing the effectiveness of your efforts.